Hey, what's up? My name's Dane. I thought I would give you a quick little rundown of some of the major components in a house down here in Florida. I fix and flip houses. I've been a part of over a couple hundred in 10 years of doing this, so I'm not an expert and I'm not a licensed professional in these trades, but I can give you a little bit of information, so let's do that. This right here, and these are all important items because we're talking about things that pop up on a 4-point inspection, folks, a 4-point inspection. We're not going to discuss the roof, but this is part of an air conditioning unit. Sometimes it's a bigger unit and they call it a package unit or all-in-one. I am most interested in the age and what it looks like. Is it running when I show up at the house? But first things first, I like to look at how it's connected, the way this unit was installed. Is everything sealed? Does it just look nice and tight? And it does. It's newer conduit. It's a newer disconnect box. I do see condensation on the outside of the unit, so I would mention that to my tech, but I always want to get a unit like this tuned up, if not replaced. This unit, you would think we should be able to keep because it is a 2020 unit. Over here, the serial number, usually these can be deciphered to tell you the age of the unit because a lot of times you don't have the year. So I could have gone to Google and I could have said, determine RUD age based on serial, and they'll tell you how to decipher this. You see that 20? Most likely it corresponds with the 2020. Everything else looks good on the unit, but it looks like we could probably get away with just doing a tune-up and making sure that thing's sealed properly. Over here, this is a hot water heater. Rheem is a very popular brand. A lot of hot water heaters have the age of the units on them. So for this unit, it actually tells us the manufacture date. The good thing to remember though and know is these could be installed, up to 1, maybe even 2 years after the manufacture date because it is a sold product. So just remember that. Just because it's 2018 doesn't necessarily mean that this is a 7-year-old used product. I like to look at the way they're connected. So right here we have some PVC going into copper, and it's better, I guess, than being all copper. We have a disconnect switch right there, and then we have the wire coming out of the wall going into the unit. One thing about this is in Florida, that, and probably most places, that would need to be in some sort of conduit, just for safety purposes. Now let's head over to the electric panel. You'd probably want to just get those all covered up. But right here we have Florida Power and Light is the big electric company for us. I always like to look at the amperage, so look at the main disconnect switch. A lot of times it will have what that amperage is on it, so it's a 150 amp panel, and I can tell you right away that this panel has to get replaced. It would not pass a 4-point. Federal Pacific panels down here, at least in Florida area, do not pass anymore, so that's a good thing to know. That was 3 of the 4 big items that come up on your 4-point inspection to get insurance down here in Florida.